first hero for the newest Flesh and Blood set, Heavy Hitters, has been revealed, and today we are going to talk about it, as well as a bunch of brand new cards and mechanics spoiled about the set. So sit back, buckle in, and let's talk about it. And here you can see a little bit of a spoiler. I guess you probably already saw from the thumbnail. It's kassai. They're bringing back kassai in an adult form and a new young form. So yeah, we're going to talk all about it here. They did release a trailer. We're not going to really watch the trailer in this video. I would encourage you to watch it on your own time. But it's quite good. They, you know, the animation is very, very good. And they have very good voice acting, I would say. Here you can see the animation for kassai, and there's a card called Raise an Army. We'll talk about that all in just a moment. So yeah. Let's kind of get to it here. So it says, Heavy Hitters brings the biggest, strongest, hardest hitting fun to Flesh and Blood gaming tables yet, featuring 6 heroes across Brute Guardian, Warrior, and then the hybrid cards, and more weapons equipment than any draftable set before. That makes a lot of sense. If it's going to be Brute Guardian and Warrior, you probably need a lot of equipment. Or it makes sense flavor-wise. The number of options of how you bring your fight to the arena are huge. Heavy Hitters returns to classic, big-hitting melee gameplay with 3 of the original 4 classes in Flesh and Blood. Whether it's sealed, booster draft, or pre-constructed blitz deck, Heavy Hitters is perfect to set. Oh, this is the perfect set to try Flesh and Blood for the first time. So basically what they're saying is those are the 3 main ways to play Heavy Hitters. There's going to be sealed, draft, or pre-constructed blitz decks. So it doesn't look like we're getting crack shuffle play here. Key dates. Here you have all the key dates. Preview season starts January 17th. The world premiere is on the 19th. Calling Queenstown with Heavy Hitters Limited is January 20th. And then you have the rest. Pre-release, set release, which is February 2nd. And then play dates, which... we'll talk about that in just a second. They also have the product sheet here. I'm not sure if we're going to really dive quite into the product sheet because they have all the details down below. So they have new events called Playday Events, which are just kind of events to help get new players into the game, I guess you could say. It says Heavy Hitters release weekend will feature new Playday events intended to be fun, low-stakes way for casual players to play Flesh and Blood and for new players to try for the first time. This is good. I think they really do need to focus a lot more on the non-hyper competitive way to play Flesh and Blood. Flesh and Blood is already doing competitive stuff quite well, but I think their biggest problem is new player acquisition and retention. And stuff like this can go a long way to help that, especially since they are suggesting the way that you do this is with blitz pre-constructed decks, which I think is very, very good. Lowers the barrier of entry, and then also it makes a more encouraging environment for new players so they don't just get absolutely dumped by the people who grind armories every single week. So yeah. With the first player to sign up for each of the 6 heroes receiving a promo card that matches their selected hero. That is super, super cool, by the way. And I don't believe, have we mentioned it before? But 6, we're getting 6 brand new heroes, kassai being one of them. I assume there would be 2 of each of the 3 classes, very much like Outsiders. It feels like this set is taking a lot of ideas and keys from Outsiders, because Outsiders was also a physical, you know, damage only focused set. By that I mean not arcane damage at all. And it has 6 heroes. This has 6 heroes. This feels like Outsiders 2 without you know, being in the pits. So very interesting to think about. So yeah, that's the Playday events. Pretty cool. They have these promo packs. So it says local game stores who host armory events will receive a 6-card Playday promo pack as part of their February armor kit, which is pretty cool. So just, you know, more store support and you know, better ways for new players to get into the game, which is cool. I really like this idea too of each of the people signing up for, you know, the first person to sign up for each of the 6 heroes gets a promo. So if you have a smaller community, if only 6 people play or less, then everyone will get a cool promo, which is cool if you pick different heroes. Enter the arena and win. This is really interesting. So it says 5 other heroes will enter the arena alongside Kassai. We'll show Kassai in just a second. Some new faces looking to make their mark. Some iconic heroes back to prove they've still got it. Reinar. I can't not see Reinar being in this set. As we head towards preview season, the entrance of each mighty contestant will be announced to the fanfare of the roaring crowd. And they have a new little system here, but before we look at that, let's take a look at Kassai of the Golden Sand. She looks incredible. So here we have a little lore dump that we're going to read in just a second, because I think it is important to highlight the Flesh and Blood lore, because it is super, super underrated. Very, very good. But before we do that, let's take a look at the new hero, Kassai of the Golden Sand. And unfortunately for here, we don't have a great image, but I did come prepared. We have images ahead of time. So this is Kassai of the Golden Sand. She's a warrior hero, no talent, 4 intellect, 40 health. It says, if you've drawn a card this turn, your sword attacks cost 1 less to activate, which is really, really interesting. And it says, once per turn action, banish 2 red and 2 yellow cards from your graveyard. The next time a weapon you control hits a hero this turn, create a gold token. Go again. Now, this is an action, right? So you do the action, do the thing, and then you have like, hey, the next time, one of your weapons hits, then you get a gold, which is great. And then you can crack the gold to make your weapons cost less, or save it for a future turn. I really like the flavor of this, because red and yellow, blood on the sand, and we do have some art for some full art for this, which we'll show off in just a moment, as well as the new Raisin Army Kassai specialization, which is a Kassai specialization. It costs 0, blocks 3, go again. As additional cost to play this, destroy X gold you control, then create X Centauri Sellsword tokens, go again. And the Centauri Sellswords are allies, so just everyone gets allies now, I guess. Warrior has allies now. So the Centauri Sellswords are warrior tokens, mercenary allies with 2 health, 3 attack, once per turn action for a resource attack, go again. Centauri Sellsword can only attack if you've attacked with a weapon this turn. Really interesting. I am not sure how I feel about the design space on this. I'm not sure how I feel about tokens or allies being in warrior now that we have him in Illusionist, and we have him in Warrior, and we just everyone, we have him in Runeblade, and we have him everyone can have everyone has allies now. Sure, why not? Yeah. So that is Raisin Army. Really, really interesting card. This is a promo version. I assume the regular version is a majestic. And let's kind of go back to the young Kassai with beautiful, absolutely beautiful artwork by Soyame. Soyame does not miss. And so this is the young version, the token version, same mechanics as the adult version, which is Kassai of the Golden Sand, notably a majestic. So this is just a thing that they're doing now. I guess all of the adult heroes are going to be majestic now. So sure. Yeah. Let's take a look at the art as well. So we do have the full art of Kassai. What is she called again? Kassai of the Golden Sand. So here's Kassai of the Golden Sand. Very, 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 very beautiful artwork. I do love, like I said, the art fits the flavor. She's got the blood and the sand, the yellow and the red. Interesting that she's got like these weird sand warrior dudes on the sides. Not sure what that's all about. And then of course we have the incredible art by Soyame. Once again, Soyame does not miss. Absolutely beautiful. And one thing I really like about Kassai is in the trailer she has they gave her like an accent, which is pretty cool. The voice actress who did the work for that did a very, very good job. Oh yeah, here's some dates that we'll talk about later as well. But these are the set release dates. I have everything properly planned for this video. So let's kind of go back to Kassai really, really quick here. Because I showed it. Here it is. If you want to see it, these are the set release dates. We're only getting 3 sets next year, which is interesting because I distinctly remember saying that they wanted to go to 4 sets a year. I did hear that James White said there's going to be supplemental products in between these sets, but only 3 like booster sets is interesting. Very curious to know what your thoughts on this are down below. It's a little disappointing to me personally. I was really looking forward to 4 sets a year, but maybe they're not ready for that. Anyway, so let's read the lore. Let's read the lore of Kassai. So it says, a decade of relentless conflict has etched deep scars into Kassai's spirit. In Volkor's scorched wastelands, the Centauri taught her how to survive. Now Kassai walks the merciless path of a battle-hardened warrior. Each step leaving the sand stained with blood of her enemies as she fights to reclaim the life torn from her. The days of training to take her father's place are long gone. Now she is the terror of the Golden Sands, the most lethal of contestants in the deathmatch arena, where life is measured in the brutal clash of blades. The echoes of slashed throats and snapped necks fill her days, drowned out only by the roars of the crowd. Yet the bloodthirsty cheers fall upon deaf ears, for Kassai harbors one singular purpose. Every severed head adds another coin to the pile, and Kassai craves not just wealth, but a mountain of it. In this arena, she relentlessly pursues the means to raise an army, a force to topple the usurper who shattered her world. As Kassai faces each adversary, her gaze lingers on the far horizon, anticipating the imminent tempest, when the golden sands of the arena will be swallowed by the sweeping tide of her unbridled vengeance. So basically, if you know Kassai's story, she is basically, you know, as you can see here, trying to raise an army to get vengeance upon those who basically destroyed her family. A sandstorm is brewing, carrying whispers of retribution, and at its heart, Kassai stands poised to unleash a fury that will reshape the very landscape of her existence. The sands that bore witness to her fall will behold her merciless retribution. And then here's some stuff about her. You can read that stuff. I really think this full art is very, very cool for both of these. So I would assume these are the Marvel sides. I'm not sure if we're actually going to be getting Marvel Kassai in this set, but these look like they would be the Marvel card faces. And then we have a bunch of other cards here. We're going to show these off in better detail when we go back to here, which we're going to do right now. Before we get to the cards, let's talk a little bit about one of the cool features they're doing, and then some of the mechanics, and then we'll show the cards. I'm trying to do this a little bit structured the way they presented it. So it says 5 other heroes will enter the arena alongside Kassai. We already read that. Let's read this little this bit right here. So it says throughout the Heavy Hitters organized play season, a deathmatch arena leaderboard will be maintained for the 6 contestant heroes. Points will be based on event wins and eligibility, or at eligible Heavy Hitters limited format events, including Nationals, ProQuest, Battle Hardened, yada, yada, yada. So this is really cool. So basically what they're doing is they're keeping a leaderboard at limited events of all of the heroes that win. And then the hero that wins, and the players who played that hero get Command and Conquer. So it says the hero who sits atop the leaderboard at the conclusion of the Pro Quest Season 5 will be declared the champion of the deathmatch arena and will have their triumph immortalized on a special prize card that will be shipped to each player who won an event that contributed points to the winning. Players who win multiple events will not receive multiple cards. It doesn't say it's a Command and Conquer here, but I'm pretty sure it said Command and Conquer in another post that I read about. Maybe they said it at the World's reception thing, but yes, it's a Command and Conquer. At least it was said somewhere that it was a Command and Conquer. All right, let's take a look at some new mechanics for the set and some new cards, because I think that is a little bit more exciting. So we have Wager. Folk from all across Wraith flock to the deathmatch arena and the surrounding moat entertainment district. What's moat? Is moat the city? In the surrounding Moat Entertainment Precinct to relish the many flavors of fun on the menu. You can see this is my first time reading some of this stuff here. But ain't nothing free in this world. As sure as the brewskis be flowing through the moat and blood be flowing through the arena, gold be the secret ingredient that keeps the fun flowing every which way you look. Wager is a new keyword mechanic that captures the high stakes within the deathmatch arena and the good time vibes of the different games patrons are partial to have a flutter on in Moat. It's an awkward sentence to read, but yes, the place is called Moat, I suppose. Pit the strength of your hand against the opponent up to the ante if you've got the gall, or maybe you just need to represent strength you don't actually have. Either way, when it's time to get big, well, someone will walk away feeling like $1,000,000. I butchered a lot of that. I guess that's on theme with these cards. Hey, here's a card called Hold'em. So Hold'em is a 1-drop warrior action, 3-block. Your next warrior attack this turn gets +3, and when this when this attacks a hero, you may wager a vigor token with them. And what that means is when the chain link resolves, if the attack hit, you create a vigor token, otherwise they create one. So basically, you may wager. You don't have to wager, but you can be like, okay, I'm gonna pump up my next sword or attack action card here, and it's like, I'm gonna choose to wager. Are you gonna block this or not? It's interesting. It's interesting. It's like, you know, being like, hey, I'm gonna force you to block my stuff, which is pretty cool. I like forcing interaction in Flesh and Blood. And then we have another card, Money Where Your Mouth Is. This is a 1-drop go again, 2-block. This says when your next attack this turn gets +3, and then when this attacks a hero, you may wager a gold token with them, which is actually really, really cool. This card is a common card. So is the last one, which is really interesting for draft. This one only having 2-block is a little bit of a bummer, I guess possibly for balancing reasons, but the art is incredible. Very much dig that. Now we have another new mechanic called Clash, and it basically does what you would guess. This is when I first heard the mechanic, I'm like, yeah, this is pretty close. It, in fact, reminds me of an old Magic mechanic from Lorwyn. So it says, amidst the roar of the crowd, the clash of metal meeting metal, the thud of meat meeting meat, resounds throughout the arena. The crowd is left gasping on the edge of their seats as they wait to see which mighty gladiator shall reveal victorious when the dust clears. Sure. Clash is a new combat keyword that captures the anything could happen excitement with when heavy hitters collide. Although favoring the heaviest of our heavy hitters, when the underdog flips Clash in their favor, the crowd is sure to go wild. Yeah, so it basically heavily favors high attack cards. So here we have Test of Agility. Also great artwork here. It says this is a Brute Warrior block card, so it blocks for 4. No pitch. When this defends, clash with the attacking hero, the winner creates an agility token. And clashing means clashing heroes reveal the top card of their deck. The hero that reveals a card with the highest attack wins. So yeah, against a wizard or something, pretty good chance, unless you hit their one like wounded bull or whatever, or 3 wounded bulls. You know what I mean. So yeah, very interesting. Here we have Test of Strength, another clash card, another block. This one is a generic block. So anyone can play this. When this defends, clash with an attacking hero, the winner creates a gold token. Very interesting. Yeah, very interesting. So, yeah, that's the clash mechanic. I think it'll be fun in limited. In constructed, I'm not sure. It's an interesting way to introduce more variance into the game, though there are ways to manipulate the top of your deck with like opt and that kind of stuff. Perhaps opt becomes a little bit better, but we'll see. I think it's very interesting. And then something that I am quite interested in, because this is format that I actually care about, Ultimate Pit Fight Draft. So there's going to be an Ultimate Pit Fight booster draft for this set. So it says it's as easy as an 8-person draft splitting into 2 4-person UPF pods. The winner takes all final match between the 2 heroes who emerge victorious from their respective pods to crown the champion of the arena. That's super cool. I love this. I think this is awesome. With 6 different heroes to choose from and more weapons and equipment than any other Flesh and Blood set before, the possibilities are huge in Heavy Hitters Ultimate Pit Fight Draft. Equip your hero, prepare to fight, and play to the crowd with the new multiplayer optimized gear. So we have some new multiplayer gear. These are all basically the same kind of thing. So we have like the headliner helm, and it says they all have star defense and they're all generic, right? So anyone can use these, even outside of heavy hitters. If you're playing UPF at all, anyone can use these, including your merchants, your Shianas, all that kind of stuff. So it says their defense is equal to the number of opposing heroes with greater health than you. So if you're playing a UPF game and everyone, so say you're playing in a 4-person pod and everyone has higher health than you, then they would have 3 block. If you're playing in a 5-person pod, everyone has more health than you, they would have 4 block. Pretty great. They all also have Blade Break, and they also all do that. They're all the same thing. Headliner helm, stadium centerpiece, ticket puncher, grandstand leg plates, and very interestingly, bloodied oval, which is an offhand generic. So warriors, hey, look, you got a shield. Warriors got a shield, but so did wizards and rune blades and assassins. Everyone gets a shield. And this is the exact same mechanic as before. Its defense is equal to the number of opposing heroes with greater health than you. Very cool. Very interesting. And then here we have some pre-release events and all that kind of good stuff. There will be the world premiere event at Queenstown alongside the Celebrational. And, you know, the Celebrational, I have been covering Flesh and Blood for 4 years. I have grown Red Zone Rogue to the biggest Flesh and Blood channel subscriber-wise, and I was not invited. So, you know, I'm not going to make a big stink of it, but I will not be going to the Calling Queenstown or the Celebrational, as simply put, I was not invited. I'm not... Yeah, that's that. Facts are facts. I'm not, like I said, I'm not going to make a big stink about it, but it is what it is. So, yep. I honestly don't know the next Flesh and Blood event that I will be attending. So everyone who wanted to meet me at various events, I know people always comment down below. They're always like, hey, love to see you at X event. I don't know the next one that I'm going to be going to for Flesh and Blood. I have some announcements that I'll be making later this month, probably, for some other card games that did invite me to some stuff, but Flesh and Blood has not. So anyway, we're going to be moving on to the expansion slot here. So expansion slot, it's going to be coming back. It says there's going to be a new content for a range of heroes and classes outside of the core classes featured in this set. When drafting, you take out the expansion slot, the same as you do with cold foils and legendaries, it says. Simply remove the last 2 cards from the booster before drafting. Each pack will have 2 token cards, or a token plus an expansion slot, a token plus a rainbow foil legendary, or a token plus a cold foil. So makes a lot of sense here. Non-token cards removed this way cannot be included in a player's draft deck, so you cannot draft with your legendaries, your rainbow foil, cold foil, or otherwise. You also have the booster set configuration. Here's the breakdown here. So it's got 1 fabled, 5 legendary cards, which is on par, maybe less than some others. 40 majestics, 67 asterisk rares. I'm not sure what that asterisk is. Yep. Well, 128 commons, 15 asterisk tokens, and then 10 marvels. So this will have 10 marvels in it. Perhaps some of them will be the heroes like we saw. Maybe. 16 cards per pack, 24 packs per display, 4 displays per case. Pretty standard stuff. Designed for booster draft, sealed, and constructed play. This will not be in Japanese, which is interesting to note. Even though they said they were going to be doing Japanese localization in 2024, it will not be starting with this set, at least, if at all, in 2024. We have yet to see that. And then release celebration promos will have 6 different Rainbow Foil promos available from eligible stores while stocks last. And then they also have the Blitz deck configurations. I will be doing a review of these Blitz decks like I do for all of them. This is 40 cards plus hero weapon and equipment per deck. 6 different decks per display, 4 displays per case. Each deck contains non-foil extended art cards exclusive to that deck. Interesting. Interesting. I am very much looking forward to see how this shakes out. Designed for casual play, which probably tells me there's not a lot of majestics in there. Well, once again, we'll be doing a full review of these when they drop. And that's that. Much longer video than I had anticipated, but nonetheless, I think it's pretty exciting. I think a lot of people are going to be super hyped for your girl Kassai here. I'm really excited to see who the other 5 heroes are. We're gonna have at least 1 more warrior and then probably 2 of each of the other classes. Definitely got to be Rhinar for Brute. Yeah, let me know what you think about all this stuff in the comments down below. We'll see you next time.